just where is Haliburton now? Like we did the Ringer NBA list. I think I picked him 11th. It's really hard for me to put him behind Devin Booker at this point. I know Devin Booker's been to a finals. I know Devin Booker's awesome. What I watched from Haliburton today against a team that has Giannis and Lopez that threw different defensive looks at him, that put him in zones, the way he's able to keep the pace, the way he's able to close these games. He did against Boston, did against Milwaukee. I don't even know what guard historically to compare him to. Watching in person, I think what was the most shocking to me was just how fucking fast he is. It's not just like pushing the pace, but like, man, he can go 0 to 60 in the half court. And over again, we were joking about it with Malik Beasley in the first quarter. He just 8 times in a row just went by him. But then he had another gear for the fourth quarter. Bill. I know, Rob. This is your guy.
He hates Malik Beasley.
Do you guys think Tyrese even knew that Malik Beasley was in the building? Like maybe he just went the whole night without seeing him.
No, it was like they picked a fan from the stands. They're like, you're going to guard Tyrese Haliburton for the first quarter. Woz, did he seem faster to you in person than you thought?
It's not just, obviously there's the speed with the ball, but for me, what's fastest is his decision making. How quickly he decides to get off of it when it's time to get off of it. The hitter heads, when he's on the pick and roll, like the fastness with which he's going to whip a pocket pass. His decision making is very quick too. It's not just that he's on the ball just moving at a whirlwind pace. And so, man, that was just really cool to see tonight. One, like the fact that Beasley couldn't do anything with him, and he treated Beasley as if he was a traffic cone. And then they zoned him up, and he started picking apart the zone as well. There was a moment where I think the Bucks started smartly playing Haliburton to shoot, because his inclination is to get his guys involved and not be, ball hoggy.
It's the old Steve Nash Jedi mind trick of, hey, go ahead,
and
take
then
some
he
shots.
said, hold on, these people think I can't score? And he proceeded to just keep getting buckets. So it was just an incredible game to watch. Now, as far as the pecking order, obviously, I think he's a clearly all-star, starter level.
He's first team All-NBA right now, right? I don't see how the guard list starts without him first.
Well, thankfully, we don't have to do by position anymore. So it's just going to be 5 guys first team
I'm
All-NBA.
doing it by position. I'm not listening to their instructions.
Of course.
They can fuck off on that. They threw away 75 years of history. They're like, oh, no. Everybody gets a position now. It's like, go to hell.
But if you're picking 2 guards, right now you've got Steph, you've got Luka, you've got Shea, you've got Tyrese Haliburton.
I forgot. We have to count Luka as a guard, even though he's 6'8", 270.
He plays point guard.
That's fine. So it's Luka and Haliburton then.
I mean, that's brutal, Like Shea with the season he's having is not first team All-NBA.
Yeah. That's
what it
tough,
might be.
But I think Haliburton's been at their level, man.
You got to talk about leadership, elevating the guys on your team.
No doubt.
He's been the number one guy. Rob, the thing that what Woz talked about, the decision making, it reminds me of what they talk about with, and you're in the Bay, so you appreciate this, with the Brock Purdy conversation about how he processes things just fast.
Okay, you need to catch me up on the Brock Purdy conversation, because I used my one. I know 2 things about football. I said one.
Rob,
how about that? Rob, just nod. But Brock Purdy's like it seems like average physical skills for a quarterback, but he just right away, he just kind of knows where the ball should go and fast. And what was fascinating with Haliburton today is the Bucks couldn't keep up with the speed of how fast he made decisions. He's going over half court and he's already like, I'm going to go by Beasley on the right, and then I'm going to cut across, and then I'm going to swing it in the corner. And he's already figured it out before he's done it. And the Bucks were just constantly going backwards. They have their own issues anyway. They have literally nobody on the roster who can guard somebody like that. But he eviscerated them, and he did the fucking Dame Time thing, which I'm sure blew up on social. Not only did he look at the watch, he milked it. He was like, "Time, it's time." He's just going nuts.
He was having a great time.
Yeah, this was like some alpha shit he was doing. So anyway, how did it look on TV?
Much the same. And I think not only is it the speed of decision making that you guys are talking about, but how quickly he learns within the games. It's not just on an individual possession, but I think the biggest point of contrast on this front is in the first half, when he got Lopez or Giannis switched on him, he was pulling up for like 30-footers. And those are shots he can hit, and some days he will hit them. They weren't quite going in this one. But when he got Lopez again down the stretch in crunch time, he sold that 30-footer and then blew by him for a layup. And that's the kind of thing you can see him doing all game long. Man versus zone, different kinds of coverages, as you were saying, Woz. Like, no matter what you throw at him, he's going to be better at tackling it in the fourth quarter than he is in the first. And that is fucking terrifying.
Do they keep the stat of I just drove by the guy who was trying to guard me? That sounds like that should be a second spectrum stat. They could call it that
stat,
too. Blow-bys.
They have that stat in soccer. Like when you beat a guy off the dribble, like that's a stat that they keep. The NBA probably should keep that too. But yeah, the Beasley thing was funny, Rob, because I'm watching him in pregame warmups and he's doing like these crazy foot fires. And in my head, I'm like, I wonder if like this is something he does every game. I've never watched this guy warm up, or I've never paid attention to it. And then I'm just like, oh, like he's like, I'm about to guard Haliburton all day and I need to like get my foot speed.
And he was trying to do like shit starting Malik Beasley stuff. Like, there's a timeout and he's got to like try to block the shot if somebody's going to take the extra. None of it was working. The soccer thing's a good analogy because the way he goes by people reminds me of those guys in soccer that could just beat anybody and go by them and do scissor kicks and just shit like that. We're like, uh-oh, that guy in open space, he's going by. Like almost Messi-like, but I can't say enough about it. That was one of the best games I've seen a guard play. No turnovers.
Yeah.
And
he never turns it over.
In either of these tournament games, between the two games, 53 points, 28 assists, 17 rebounds, 0 turnovers.